Now, the Supreme Court heard pleas seeking a court-monitored independent investigation into the June 12 Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, which killed 260 people. The bench of Justices Suryakant and Joy Mallya Bagchi noted that the AAIB inquiry is meant to determine causes to prevent future incidents, not to assign blame. The Supreme Court directed the centre to file a response to concerns raised by the petitioners for a court-in-inquiry in the Air India flight crash case. I have my colleague Sambhav Sharma joining me with more details. Sambhav, what can you tell us?
Well, this matter was before two-judge bench of the Supreme Court and Supreme Court bench of Justice Suryakant and Justice Jaimala Bakshi was hearing the petition seeking independent court-monitored probe, a petition filed by father of late pilot Sumit Sabharwal in this case. I mean, there are important developments in this case where Union government through Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has clarified that there is a statutory and international regime in place to conduct an inquiry, and blame has not been attributed to anyone by the AAIB is what is said by Solicitor General. And the centre has also stated that there was some misconception about pilot's error in this whole case, and after release of an interim report by Ministry of Civil Aviation, and also saying that the blame was not attributed to anyone. So here is an important response by the central government in this whole Air India plane crash case, and also the two-judge bench of the Supreme Court, especially Justice Jaimala Bakshi, has emphasized that the purpose of an inquiry and investigation is not to assign blame to anyone, but rather to find the cause of the incident and to prevent it in future. And similar remarks were made by this same bench in the last date of hearing when father of Sumit Sabharwal sought an independent probe, court-monitored probe into the incident, and said that his son is being blamed by the report, the interim report out by the government. So here now Supreme Court, yes, in the last hearing as well and today also has said that the purpose of the probe was to inquire so that such similar kind of incidents must not happen in future, and not to put or pin a blame on someone. And also, very important remark during last hearing in the Supreme Court, the remark was that the inquiry's purpose was not to blame Sumit Sabharwal, the pilot, when this incident took place. So this is all what happened in the Supreme Court. Center had also clarified its response reply in the Supreme Court before two-judge bench of Justice Suryakant and Jaimala Bakshi in Air India plane crash matter.
All right, I have my guest joining me now, Advocate Ashwini Dubey. He's a Supreme Court attorney on record. Now, Mr. Dubey, there's a new development that's come in. The bench of Justices Suryakant and Joy Mallya Bagchi have noted that the AAIB inquiry is meant to determine causes and prevent future incidents, of course, and not to assign blame. What would you like to say?
The Honorable Supreme Court has emphasized that the purpose of any inquiry by the AAIB is not to assign blame to anyone, but to find the cause of incident, what was the root cause, what are the reasons, and so that in future it can be prevented. And if you see, the Union of India on its part have also clarified that there is a statutory and international regime in place to conduct the inquiry, and blame has not been attributed to anyone by the AAIB. There was some misconception about pilot error after release of an interim report, and the Ministry of Civil Aviation have also issued a press note saying that the blame was not attributable to anyone. Even the last hearing, if you see, the petition was filed by Pushkar Raj Sabharwal, the father of Commander Sumit Sabharwal, one of the pilots of that ill-fated flight. And along with him, the Federation of Indian Pilots Association has also filed that. And they wanted an independent judicial probe into the tragedy. The Supreme Court has said that nothing is against them, nobody is blaming them. And the petitioners wanted the closure of the ongoing investigation, and pointing out that the investigation team comprises of officials from Director General of Civil Aviation and other state aviation authorities whose actions were themselves under question. Now the Supreme Court has observed that no blame could be attributed to the pilot of the flight, and when a reference was made to Wall Street Journal's article on the crash, Honorable Justice Surikant has said that that's a nasty reporting. No one in India believes it was the pilot's fault. So this is all has happened in this matter, and I think that the Honorable Supreme Court is very categorically, very candidly has taken this issue and made this remark.
Now, Mr. Dubey, now according to the preliminary report, of course, if anybody reads it, there are a few elements that are missing. You know, we are not able to connect dots there. Do you think that there should be a further investigation done on that?
The investigation, impartial, independent, transparent and time-bound manner investigation must be there so that the root cause of the accident can be found out. It's a necessary. And look, I'm not an aviation expert, but since this incident has happened where the more than 200 people died, around 260 people died, so there must be an inquiry, and that too inquiry by any retired honorable judge of the Supreme Court or High Court is conducted in a time-bound manner, then at least truth can be reached to the people of this country. But the selective leak of that preliminary inquiry, of course, was causing a problem. The Honorable Supreme Court has brushed aside any kind of blame game thing, that what has happened, what was the transcription while two pilots were talking about it. That is the selective leak. Honorable Supreme Court has also made it. And the foreign media which has reported this incident, Honorable Supreme Court has already said that the foreign media cannot do anything in India. They are just making a blame and allegation. Yes, over to you.
All right, Mr. Dubey, thank you for joining me on the broadcast.